My amazing Leos, welcome into your weekly reading for the week of March 17th to the 23rd, 2025. Right off the bat, I'm getting quite an overly serious energy and vibe about you for this period, where you're really thinking about things thoroughly. You're very observant, you're focused even, but then it's this feeling of you maybe needing to, at certain points, up your energy, adjust your energy somehow, maybe adjust your focus, increase your happiness, shake it off, get out of that maybe a little bit of a funk you're in. Just keeping it real with you. I just started keeping it 100. But it honestly feels like you have a lot of chitter chatter in your life. This could play into, stem from your spirituality, like myself. It could be because of, a noisy environment or two. It could be because you have a lot going on and that creating noise otherwise. And they're saying with the silence card, snow card rather, silence. You're feeling the silence at certain points. Oh, it's so epically important and it feels refreshing. It gives you a moment where you can just catch your breath. And so they're saying when that silence comes to be, even maybe a little bit after it's, continuing, don't fill it up with, extra. Don't fill it up with overthinking. Don't overanalyze even in those moments or in general, because they're saying the silence is so important for you in different ways that you aren't even going to begin to realize in that moment, where it'll just benefit you now and more so moving forward. But it also is a week where you're being reminded through and through you're a fire sign, okay? But the fire card, ignition, it's as if something's igniting within you where you're now more than ever craving more out of life. You're wanting things to expand, switch up, maybe change, look different, feel different. I want more of this, less of that. I want less of this, more of that. This is kind of the energy about this week for you. And I feel there's a way about how, I just got a vision of someone with a magic wand, but there's sort of this, the best way to explain it was there was like a fire being sort of drawn and left behind as I create, as you can see, an infinity symbol. It's as if things, if you look at this right here, I'm here, I feel you're very special, very spiritual. But if you look at these sort of triangles in different ways overlapping each other, you're going to be feeling as if different aspects of your life, maybe different areas, situations of your life are overlapping, okay? And they're saying if it's within your control and you're overlapping them somehow by saying, for example, sharing your personal life at work, bringing your work home, talking about certain connections with other connections, or you get the point, overly thinking about this other aspect of your life while, within another situation in your life. Stuff like this is within your control. But if it's not within your control, then that's that. You know what I mean? Don't stress it. Don't sweat it. But it's also a week where they're saying, don't sweat the small stuff, as I struggle a bit. Don't sweat the small stuff. I feel like being drawn to this reading, the sirens and the kids, all just sort of affecting my channeling and way of speaking. You're somebody who, whether you realize this, remember this or not, noise factors, energy factors otherwise, because everything holds and creates energy, they affect you at times very negatively. And you're going to be pushed to remember this or realize this at certain points. There's maybe a bit of impatience as well. You could be thinking back to maybe experiencing a little bit of irritability at certain points. Yesterday, I was in the most irritable mood. I just could not shake it off for the life of me. And it just felt very unlike me. And you could probably, it may relate to this throughout the week to an extent. But I just feel like traveling for some. I feel like drifting away. I feel like just migrating to a different situation. Why is this the way it is? Why can't this be different? These kind of questions and pondering and whatnot may simply come to be for you. One last one before we move on to the tarot. Marine life, talking about richness. You may as well be pushed to look around, say in a work environment or a living situation, and think to yourself, for a hot second, I have a lot to be thankful for, okay? For a lot, I find that this is playing into a lot of materialistic items, purchases from the past, but you're rich in energy is what I'm getting. You bring a lot of value, a lot of worth and benefits to the table. This could be in regards to a new situation, but for the majority, it feels to be more in regards to one or two existing, continuing situations. It's almost as if people need to remember what you provide. You know what I mean? What your worth truly is, as I feel it's a week where that's increasing by the moment. By the moment. Each accomplishment, each moment of assisting, each time you step into a situation, even leave a situation, interesting, you're adding to the value, the worth that you hold. You know what I mean? And so it feels like you're really wanting people to view you in the right light, and the majority are, but there are some that need to really work on adjusting their perspective on you. I'm getting that very specifically. But there's also going to be, as I'm being shown in a vision of the Ten of Pentacles, they're saying, look at the bigger picture, take a step back, okay? Take a step back or look at things from a bird's eye viewpoint, because you're meant for a lot of richness in the future in different forms, a lot of wealth. Obviously, it feels to be part of which is financial. That's not everything, okay? There's a lot of recognition, discovery, traveling once again for some. Experiences to be labeled as richness within your life. You know what I mean? Culture is the word I'm getting. I'm also feeling there's a focus for some on a new car that you're meant to purchase in the future. You may simply find that you look at the exact type of car that you're meant to get, or it could be more that you need to look at the color of that car and imagine yourself driving one, maybe a different kind, different model, but that color, okay? I keep getting that I'm meant to drive a white car, okay? Which is truly popular these days, but anyways. Six of Wands and the Knight of Wands. When you do things in your own passionate Leo way, your own fire sign way, even your own silent way, or mysterious way, you're creating victory for yourself. And it just feels like a week where Spirit's saying, don't conform. Don't give in to, temptation. Don't give in to the maybe incorrect expectation at certain points. It almost feels like you're wanting to do things differently, and Spirit saying, trust that feeling, okay? And I'm not saying that, is in regards to moments where that job expects you to do something so differently than you normally would or want to, you get the point. I'm saying there are moments where you're doing things your way and, that creates victory, but then, or vice versa, sorry. But there's moments throughout the week where you intuitively feel otherwise in a very personal way, like you should be, or you want to be doing something a little bit differently. It's because it is a week where you're meant to be wanting to switch things up in small ways. But I'm hearing things are heating up as I'm getting a little bit hot out here. Things are starting to heat up in your life in certain ways that could be romantically, sexually. It could be, more on a personal level. It could be friendships, work matters. It honestly feels like Spirit's saying life has been kind of blah for you recently, maybe for a long time for some. It's been very kind of over it, and you might feel over it in certain ways even throughout this week, but it's as if Spirit's trying to assist you with, and you're even wanting to otherwise, to spice up your life a bit, your day-to-day routines. It almost feels like, very interesting imagery. I just got a vision of you're focusing on multiple things at once, right? Or there's the chance to focus on or invest in multiple choices, options at hand in front of you. And what the vision was, they were kind of put in squares, if that makes sense. The number 3 coming out for you. And the right-hand side option, or whatever it ends up being for you, went dark. You know what I mean? Like the light went out in that box. And then there's only 2. And then, the next one will go out and there's only 1 left. Now this is what you're going to be spiritually guided to focus upon. Or this is now being shown to you very clearly and obviously, with those lights going out otherwise. that's the right option for you to invest in, to choose. And so Spirit's saying that's how easy it's going to be for you walking this very spiritual path. It's now time for you more than ever to trust in the guidance coming through, and even your intuition, which is guidance if you think about it, and to just let that create ease and comfort and confidence more so than ever within you, in order to just trust in the fact that things are going to be presented, removed, added onto your plate, your path, very, very purposely, easily, okay? The Six of Pentacles, you might be thinking about a lack of plenty that you need for a sake of paying a bill or two, or to get something, to a certain point. I'm getting for somebody followers, subscribers, could be numbers at work. But then there's something about you knowing that things will increase, but maybe just under, or a little bit under where you want them to be or you need it to be. And so Spirit's saying, okay, well, it's just 1 week, it's just 1 month, but regardless of what kind of period we're speaking upon for you in regards to that plenty or lack thereof which. But then there's certain moments throughout the week where you are experiencing more than enough, even unexpected abundance and whatnot. It also feels like you're just really fed up with something negatively affecting you, and this could overshadow a moment of appreciation that you were having or about to have, so therefore maybe preventing it. And Spirit is saying it doesn't control you, right? It doesn't hold power in your world anymore. You need to view it and roll with whatever's at hand in that manner. You may be feeling a little bit distracted at certain points, pulled in different directions. There's a focus on pride, okay? As I'm being drawn to a flag, and somehow I got that message. There's pride in different forms throughout this week for you. But they're saying, as a Leo, one of our faults at times, and it's very stereotypical to say, but and I am a Leo sun, so I'm not saying that I'm an exception to this in general or at certain points. Your pride can get in your way, and you even know this and still let it or put it in your way. And you might find there's more to that than you're realizing in the moment or even after the fact. It's almost as if you're maybe afraid of something or worried about something, or your past could play into it, and then you let your pride get in your way. You even create that, and then Spirit's saying, well, now you get to take the safe route out. You can just settle. And Spirit is saying absolutely not, and we're not going to allow that to happen anymore, okay? Your pride can be your best friend, right? Having a very chin held high, very nonchalant, humble way about you because of what you've been through and maybe what you still go through. But your pride can also be your enemy, okay? Or just something that works against you. The Devil card and the Two of Wands, because certain levels of bad energy, maybe even a bad habit or two, is pushing you to refocus on what you wish to see more out of life, what you don't have yet. But I really feel like for some, there's certain stresses that you deal with that you can't help but focus upon at certain points, okay? But I'm just checking out the time on the timestamp. But yeah, it feels like you're wanting to sail towards your 10 of Cups lifestyle, and they're saying, okay, you're not there yet, all right, but it's closer than you think, okay? Again, I feel the need to say you have a very wealthy, very rich lifestyle ahead for you, all right? So those are your messages for this upcoming week, Leo. I hope they were truly helpful. I'm obviously sending you a ton of love and light. Do take care.